Hello students, good evening everyone. I hope all are doing well. Welcome to Infinity Learn by Sri Chaitanya. This is me Surya, your chemistry faculty from Infinity Learn. And I hope I am perfectly audible and visible to each and everyone present over here. So those who are watching the session, just mark your attendance here. Just give me hi in the comments so that you can understand. In the last two classes, we have revised our first two chapters, right? Chemical reactions and equation through some questions. And we have discussed the acid, base and salt chapter through some questions in the last class also. Today, we are going to discuss our fourth chapter, the CBSE syllabus, carbon and its compounds. I'm going to revise the complete topic through some questions in the previous year questions. So the first chapter, the starting of the chapter, we have studied about the versatile nature of carbon, right? Carbon is the main important of the organic compounds. So in the case of carbon and its compounds, we have studied about the versatile nature of the carbons. Carbon has the small size and their catenation properties, right? Then we have studied about the hydrocarbons part, right? What do you mean by the alkenes and alkanes? The hydrocarbons can be classified into saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons. They can be divided into alkenes and alkanes. And we have studied about the IUPAC naming of those compounds, right? IUPAC naming of those compounds. And finally, we have studied about some of the carbon compounds like ethanoic acid and ethanol. So here we are going to discuss some of the questions based on the topics we have covered in the concept classes. Okay, I think we can start our session now. Here is the first question. Okay, those who are watching, please give me the answer for this question in the comments. Which of the following is an alkane? So in the case of hydrocarbons, right, carbon and hydrogen compounds are commonly known as the hydrocarbons. We have studied into two classifications. One is saturated hydrocarbons and unsaturated hydrocarbons. In terms of saturated hydrocarbons, we have seen the alkene compounds, right? So here you need to identify which one of the following is an alkane compound. So here option B will be the correct answer, which means propane, right? So what do you mean by alkanes? These are the compounds which containing only single bonds, right? So in the case of hydrocarbons, we have divided it into saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons. So in terms of saturated hydrocarbons, it will be depending on their bonds, right? If they are containing only carbon-carbon single bonds, we are commonly known these compounds as the alkanes. Then if they are containing either double bond or triple bond, right? If they are containing double bond, they will be called as alkene. Then if it is containing carbon-carbon triple bond, we will be called as alkyne, right? Suffix. This will be ANE, this will be ENE, and this will be YNE. This is the major difference between the saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons. So here, from the name itself, we need to just focus on the suffix, right? So here it will be ANE. So option B, propane, will be the correct answer for this question. Okay, I hope you understand. Now we are moving to the next question. What is the general formula for alkynes? Okay, while discussing about the alkenes and alkenes, we have discussed about their chemical formula, right? So here you need to identify the chemical formula or the general formula for the alkynes. How we can define the alkynes in terms of their general formula. Here option C will be the correct answer, CnH2n minus 2, right? CnH2n minus 2. So again we can define the alkenes as so this will be the general formula for the alkenes and alkanes respectively. If you are putting the number of carbon here, if it is 1, it will be first carbon compound CH4. Then if you are taking 2 here, it will be C2H4. Then if you are taking 2 again here, it will be C2H2. So this is the first carbon compound in the case of either alkene, alkyne or alkane. Okay, now we are moving to the next question. What is the functional group of alcohols? The theory classes we have already discussed the different type of functional groups, right? We have seen the acid group, carboxylic acid group, alcoholic group, aldehyde group and ketone group. Here you need to identify the functional group which is present in the case of alcohols. Okay, 4 options are given here. At least give me some random guesses. Hydroxy group, right? So option C will be the correct answer here. In the case of alcohols, they will be having the functional group of OH. Right? For example, if you are taking a carbon compound which is containing OH group, this is known as the methanol, right? Methanol, only one carbon atom is present here. So the word root will be methane, then the suffix will be OL for the alcohol, right? This is the naming of this compound. If you are taking alcohol as the compound here, their functional group will be OH or hydroxy group. So here option C will be the correct answer. Now we are moving to the next question. Assertion reason type question. We have already discussed about the hybridization part, right? In the starting of the chapter we have studied about the hybridization present in the carbon compounds. So here assertion is given that sp hybridized molecules exhibit a linear geometry. And the reason is given that in the sp hybridization, one s orbital mixes with one p orbital to form two equivalent sp orbitals. Two sp hybrid orbitals. Read the question carefully. You need to identify whether the assertion and reason are true or false and if it is the correct explanation or not. So option A is the correct answer, right? Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation for the A. Then what do you mean by the hybridization? Whenever we are taking any of the orbitals, they will be combined to form the corresponding number of the hybrid orbitals, right? So if you are asking about the sp hybridization, right? Sp hybridization, one of the s orbital will mixes with the another one p orbital to form the two equivalent sp hybrid orbital. This if you are taking the number of atomic orbitals equal to n, that will be equal to the number of hybrid orbitals formed. So if you are taking two atomic orbitals for the mixing, we will be getting two hybrid orbitals. For example, if you are taking one s and one p orbital, we will be getting the two sp hybrid orbitals. So the reason is correct here. Then in the case of assertion, sp hybridized molecules exhibit a linear geometry. Rebel, I have no idea about the exact naming of the books. I will be coming back with another session with the preparation books, I mean idea of the books, maybe in the next class. So I hope you understand the question here. Both assertion and reason are true and it will be the correct explanation. So option A will be the correct answer. Here is our next question. What is the IUPAC name for the compound CH3OH? We have already studied about the IUPAC naming of the compound, right? Here you need to identify the functional group present here, then you need to identify the name of this compound. So depending upon the number of carbon atoms, we have already studied the word root, right? So here first you need to identify the number of carbon atoms present in the compound. Okay, Farhan is giving me option C as the correct answer. Read the question carefully. It is CH3OH, right? So OH will be the functional group here. Then what will be the name of this compound? Option A is the correct answer here. That is methanol, right? OH means it is the hydroxy group or alcohol group. If any of the compound containing OH as the functional group, their suffix will be OL, right? Suffix will be OL. There is only one carbon atom present here. So the word root will be meth. Now the name of this compound will be methanol, right? Methane plus oil suffix. So it will be methanol. So option A will be the correct answer for this question. Okay, fine. Now we are moving to the next question. Okay, those who are watching the session, share this session maximum to your friends. Okay, here is the next question. We need to identify the name of the compound CH3CHO. Okay, option B, right? Is there any other answers? Yes, option B is the correct answer here, ethanol, right? So, which is the functional group present here? CH2 group, right? This is aldehyde. This functional group is known as the aldehyde. Just like alcohol, if you are having the compound containing CHO as a functional group, the suffix will be Al, right? Instead of oil, it will be Al. Now we need to identify the total number of carbon atoms present in the compound here. So it is 1, 2, right? 2 means word root will be ethane, right? Word root will be eth. So it will be ethanol. Is that clear, everyone? So option B will be the correct answer here. Now we are moving to the next question. Again, IUPAC name of the compound given here, C2H5COOH. First identify the functional group present here, then identify their suffix name, right? Then identify the total number of carbon atoms, give the word root, then you will get the correct answer for the IUPAC name of the compound. Yes, Farhan, you are correct. Option C is the correct answer, right? Propanoic acid. So if you write down the complete formula for this compound, right? CH3, CH2, COOH, right? So here COOH will be our functional group known as the carboxylic acid. So if any of the compound which is containing COOH as a functional group, their suffix will be oic acid, right? Next, we need to identify the total number of carbon atoms. In the case of this compound, we need to consider the carbon atoms present in the functional group also. So it will be 1, 2, 3. 3 means propane, right? So this will be the IUPAC name of this compound, propanoic acid. Yes, option C is the correct answer. Okay, here is our next question. Again, you need to identify the IUPAC name of the compound. This is a match the following. The first column, they are giving the chemical formula of the compound, and the second column, they have given the IUPAC name. So you need to match the column 1 with the column 2. Read the question carefully. The first compound is CH3OH, second compound is CH3CHO, third compound HCOH, and last compound CH3COOH. So two of the compounds IUPAC name we have already discussed. Yes, option A is the correct answer. Very good. So what about the case of CH3OH? No need of more explanation, right? Only one carbon compound, OH will be the functional group, it will be alcohol, so it will be methanol. Then what about the case of CH3CHO? CH3CHO. CHO means aldehyde, suffix will be Al, 2 carbon compound, it will be ethanol. What about the case of HCOH? Carboxylic acid, right? Carboxylic acid is a functional group here. So there is only one carbon atom present here, so it will be methanoic acid. Then CH3COH means 2 carbon compound with the carboxylic acid, so it will be ethanoic acid. So finally our correct answer will be option A. Is there any doubt? Okay, fine. Here is the next question. Which of the following is used as a flavoring agent and has a fruity smell? So in the case of functional group, we have discussed about the carboxylic acid, aldehydes, ketones and esters, right? You need to identify the compound or which is having the flavoring, which is act as a flavoring agent or having the pleasant fruity smell. Okay, options are given here: alcohols, aldehydes, esters and carboxylic acid. Yes, option C is the correct answer, that is esters, right? Esters. Esters means they will be having a functional group of COO functional group, right? So these are commonly used in the perfumes because they are giving the pleasant fruity smell, right? Pleasant fruity smell. Yes, Farhan and Vedant, you are correct. Option C is the correct answer. Here is the next question. Which of the following aldehyde has the formula of HCHO? Identify the functional group present over there, then identify the total number of carbon atoms, give the word root, then you will get the correct answer. Option A, right? Yes, option A is the correct answer. This is not the IUPAC name, this is a common name, right? So HCHO means there is only one carbon atom present, right? This is the functional group CHO. So suffix will be Al, right? Suffix will be Al. If you are taking the one carbon compound, it will be methanol, right? Methanol will be the IUPAC name of this compound, and their common name will be formaldehyde. Because this aldehyde is formed from the formic acid, so they are having the common name of formaldehyde. This is the IUPAC name, and next one is the common name. Yes, option A is the correct answer. I hope you can see the answer displayed here, right? Farhan. Now we are moving to our next question. Which of the following compounds is named as 3-methyl hexane? IUPAC name is already given. You need to identify the structural formula of the compound. So try to write down the structural formula of the compound. Just let me know what is the answer given here. Okay, I hope you can see the slide properly now. Okay, option D, right? Is there any other answers? Option A is the correct answer here. So how we can solve this problem, or how we can solve this question? It is 3-methyl hexane, right? So this will be the longest carbon chain. So that is what will be the total number of carbon atoms here in this compound? Farhan, wait, I am explaining now. 3-methyl hexane, right? So we need to identify the total number of carbon atoms present in the straight chain, right? So it will be hexane. So hex stands for 6 carbon atom, right? So we are taking here total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 carbon atom. Then suffix is given here ANE, which means that the compound is already containing only single bonds. So I am taking single bonds over here. Then 3-methyl. 3-methyl means the third position of the carbon, there will be one methyl group present. Right? Now we need to balance the valency of carbon atom by adding the hydrogen atoms. So I am taking here 2 hydrogen atoms, right? Sorry, 3 hydrogen atoms here. Then it will be now you can check the total valency of carbon atoms are 4 here, right? Here it is 1 bond is here and 3 bonds with the hydrogen atom, so it will be 4 again. So all the carbon atom will be having the valency of 4. So if you are writing the condensed formula here, it will be CH3, CH2, CH, CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3, right? Yes. So this will be the correct answer. Farhan, is that clear now? Okay, now we are moving to the next question. Again, assertion reason type question. You need to identify assertion and reason are true or false, and if it is the correct explanation or not. So assertion is given here. The suffix used for naming an aldehyde is Al. And the reason is given here. Butanone is a carbon compound having the functional group CO. Read the question carefully. Okay, what will be the answer? Okay, I didn't get any answer from your side. Let me explain. Option B will be the correct answer. Both assertion and reason are correct, but R is not the correct explanation, right? So if you are asking about the assertion part, suffix for the aldehyde group is already we know it is Al. It will be ethanol, methanol depending upon the carbon compounds, right? Then reason is given here. Butanol is a carbon compound having the functional group CO. That we already know, right? These are the ketone compounds. If ketone compound is containing the functional group as C double bond O, right? Either CO or C double bond O. Their suffix will be ONE, right? Their suffix will be ONE. So here butanol means these are the ketone group containing 4 carbon atoms. Is that clear? Is that clear? So both assertion and reason are true, right? But it is not the correct explanation. Why? If you want to explain the first statement or the assertion, we need to give the option as, we need to give the example as butanol, right? Butanol. So that it will be the correct answer for the question. So option B will be the correct answer here. Is that clear, everyone? Now we are moving to the next question. The IUPAC name of the compound CH2 double bond CH, CH3 twice. Read the question carefully. Try to solve the problem. Try to write down the structural formula of the compound. This is the condensed formula. You can identify the structural formula. Then you will get the idea about the longest carbon chain. Then give the word root. After that you need to identify the functional group given here. Okay, take your own time. Try to solve the question. So what will be the answer for this question? So first step, you need to identify the structural formula of this compound, right? So if I am writing here, it will be CH2 double bond CH, then again CH, CH3, right? This is the expanded of the structural formula of the compound. Now you need to identify the longest carbon chain here, right? Yes, option B will be the correct answer, right? Option B will be the correct answer. Okay, only 4 people are watching, right? Just share this session maximum to your friends. Yes, option B is the correct answer. So this is the expanded structural formula of the compound, right? So what will be the longest carbon chain here? longest carbon chain here. This is a 4 carbon compound, right? 1, 2, 3 and 4 carbon compound. Then we need to give the numbering of the compound, right? This is the 4 carbon compound. So we know that the suffix will be, the word root will be viewed here. Then we need to give the numbering. If you are having the double bond or triple bond in the carbon compound, you should give the least number for the group, right? So I am starting numbering from here. This is 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? So this will be the numbering here. So as we already know, in the first carbon atom there will be a double bond is present. If a double bond is present, the suffix will be ENE, right? ENE. Now we need to give the substituent, right? Substituent is given here. It is methyl group at the third position of the carbon atom. So it will be 3-methyl butene. You can give it as 3-methyl butene, or if you want to mention the position here, it will be 3-methyl 1-butene. Okay, we have already given a lecture for the IUPAC naming of the compound. It is given in our channel. You can just rewatch the recorded session. Then you will get the correct idea. I'm just giving a brief idea how to solve the IUPAC name of any of the compound, right? Yes, both for NEET as well as JEE exam, this is the basic part of the organic compound. How to name the organic compound, right? So here I'm just explaining once again, those who are not getting idea about this. First, what we need to do, we need to identify the longest carbon chain, right? Longest carbon chain here. So here, if you are drawing the structure like this, you can say that there will be 4 carbon compound is present, right? 4 carbon compound means the word root will be, there will be a table. If you are having 1 carbon, it will be meth. If it is 2, it will be eth. 3 prop. Then 4 will be but and so on, right? There will be a table to mention the word root for the different carbon atoms here, number of carbon atoms here. So here it is 4 carbon compound. So we need to give the longest carbon atom here. Now we need to give the numbering of the compound, right? We need to give the numbering of the compound. If any of the compound, if any of the compound which is contained in the double bond or triple bond, right? Double bond or triple bond, it will be having the first priority. First priority means you need to give the least number to the carbon atom, right? Least number to the double bonded given here. So I am starting the numbering from here, 1, 2, 3 and 4 here. Now in the third position you can see that there will be methyl group is present, right? Methyl group is present. So in order to give the IUPAC name of this compound, you will get the name as at the third position there is a methyl group present, right? So it will be 3-methyl 1-butene. ENE stands for the double bonded carbon atom. Is that clear now? Okay, in the case of double or triple bond, if you have the same compound, if you have a compound having both double bond and triple bond together, you need to give the least number to the triple bond. Clear? Musawir. Okay, just rewatch our recorded session for the IUPAC naming of the compound. Then you will get the correct idea about that. Here is our next question. Which of the following is the correct name for the compound CH3, CH, CH3, CH2, OH? Okay, Musawil, after completing the question, I will give you the explanation or with example. So what will be the answer for this question? So this is the structural formula of the compound, right? So if any of the compound, if it is containing alcoholic part, right, alcoholic part, you need to start the numbering from the carbon atom giving the first number here, right? So I am starting the numbering from here. There is no necessary to start the numbering from either left or right. Depending upon the functional group present, you need to give the priority order, which we have already given in our lectures. So what will be the answer? Option B, right, 2-methyl propanol. So if we are doing the numbering from here, it is first carbon, second carbon and third carbon, right? So in the first position, there is an OH group. OH group means alcohol, right? Alcohol. Then we need to identify the total number of carbon atom, longest chain, right? This is the 3-carbon compound. This is the longest chain, right? 3-carbon compound. Word root will be prop, right? Prop. So it will be propanol. Now, if you are having any substituent, right, any branched chain here, you can give the name as a prefix here, right? So it will be the second position of the carbon compound, there will be a methyl group. So I am giving the name as the second position, there is a methyl group. So it will be 2-methyl propanol. So now you can understand that there is a second position, there is a methyl group is present. This is the 3-carbon longest chain and it is containing an alcohol group, OH group. Is that clear? Okay, just for explaining, I am giving an example here. If you are containing this compound, right, CH3, CH double bond, CH, C triple bond, C, CH3, right? Just assuming, I'm not sure the compound is existing or not. So if you want to name this compound, right, if you want to name this compound, how we can start the numbering? Musavir? We need to give the least number for the triple bond, right? So if I am starting the numbering from here, it will be 1, 2, so there will be 2 possibilities, right? If I am starting from my left, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. So it will be getting the triple bonded carbon will be having the 4th position, right? 4th position. Then if I am starting from the last side, right? If I am starting from the right side from here, it will be 1, 2, 3 and so forth. So if I am taking here the position of triple bond carbon, it will be 2, right? Second position. It will be second position, right? So this is a 6 carbon compound, right? Okay, now how to explain the name of this compound? Okay, Mustafa, can you please give me one example to explain the term with double and triple bond? I think this compound is not existing. Okay, do you have any idea about any of the compound which is containing both double bond, triple bond together? Okay, I'm just giving a random example here. I think this is not existing. Okay, do you have any example for that? Mustafa? Okay, if you are starting from left to right, right? I think this from 2 to, from here to right, right? Then what will be the name of this compound? There is a complete priority order for the numbering of the compound, which I have already mentioned in the concept classes, right? Which is recorded in our channel. Just revise there. If not clear, I will be explaining with another good example with the explanation of this numbering with priority order. Is that fine? Because I don't have any idea about the exact example for this compound. So according to you, your priority will be more for the double bond, right? Okay, let me check once again. So if the priority order is from double bond is more than triple bond, then it will be having the correct name of hex 2-ene 4-ene. 4-ene, right? Yes, 4-ene. And I also still get confusing here now. So let me explain the next class, right, with a good example here. Just revise the recorded session. I have already given the priority order for the different functional groups there. So you can just revise the session in the IUPAC naming of the carbon compound. If not clear, we will be explaining again. Here is the next question. Assertion and reason again given here. Ethene is an unsaturated hydrocarbon and reason is given. Unsaturated hydrocarbons contain double or triple bond. So what will be the answer for this question? Ethene is an unsaturated carbon or not? Unsaturated hydrocarbon or not? Yes, option A is the correct answer, right? Option A is the correct answer because unsaturated hydrocarbon means they are containing either double bond or triple bond. So if they are containing double bond, it is alkene. If they are containing triple bond, it is alkyne, right? These are alkyne. So here the example given is ethene. Ene stands for the double bonded carbon compound, so it will be the unsaturated hydrocarbon. So both the assertion and reason are true, and if it is the correct explanation, right? So option A will be the correct answer. So this is the basic classification of hydrocarbons, saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons. Now let me move to the next question. Okay, this was the last question. Okay, I hope you understand. Do you have any doubt from any part of the carbon and its compound? I have taken some examples only from the IUPAC naming part. More parts are remaining there. Okay, if you want to get our study material, you can join our Telegram channel, Infinity Learn Iron Telegram channel. You will get the study material there. So if you have any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, we can wind up the session for today. Okay, that's all about from my side for today. I hope you understand the lecture. If you really like the session, hit the like button, subscribe our channel, and share this particular session to your friends also. Then the next class I will be coming back with the revision part of the another chapter, metals and non-metals. Okay, then thank you so much all of you. See you in the next class. Bye bye.